Light and peace, brothers and sisters. Light and peace, brothers and sisters. Topic of discussion today is third eye. Now, this is a controversial topic of discussion coming from the OahspeCollegeUniversity because the problem is a lot of people do not believe in the third eye. So it's kind of like very complicated to explain. And I'm going to do my very best by coming from the Oahspe point of view, saying, hey, this is what Oahspe shows, no sugarcoating. Does the third eye exist? That's the question of the day. The answer is yes. Every human born in this planet, as of today, has a third eye. If you were born 30 years ago, you have a third eye. What's the problem? It was not developed based on surrounding. Some people have it automatically. That's because, they inherited it, based on DNA, and that's it. But does the third eye exist? Yes, it does. And I'm going to go to the biopsy and prove it. Okay. Here we go. The Book of Knowledge, chapter 3, verses 60 to 63. The Book of Knowledge, chapter 3, verses 60 to 63. 60. Cosman said, and Jehovah touched his thigh on the forehead and his spirit. You see that? This is interesting. You see how it says the forehead right there touches the forehead. Okay, this is interesting. I love this part. Okay, and his spirit sense was opened. An ex-former came and brought Ty a lava stone, saying, lay this on your forehead. You see that again? One more time. Interesting. Forehead. Okay. Ty laid it. Forehead. Right there. Those are your key words. But he did not see with his physical eyes. So they're saying right here that, human in general got his two eyes right there. Of course, that's the nose. Excuse my drawing. I'm not that perfect. But so they're talking about this year and this year. Okay. We cannot see with his two eyes, but apparently there's something in there in the middle right there. Okay. But I'm going to verse 61. Exuma said, what now? 62. Tai said, I feel like a burning mountain. Lo, this stone has been hauled from a burning crater. Then Exuma took a seal record and gave it to Tai, saying, what about this, old man? Verse 63. Tai said, I will lay it on my forehead where light comes. You see that? Again, forehead where light comes. That's interesting. And where he had done this, he read the record without opening it. Now that's amazing. He read the record without even opening it. Could you imagine that? Without even opening it. This is interesting now. So what Olapsi is saying here is that we have a third eye and it's located on our forehead. Okay. So, for those of you who don't get this, this is clear and dry. So Oahspe is not sugar coating. It's not, it's clearly just telling you, hey, uh, you got a forehead, simple as ABC. Okay. Um, and in the next chapter, I'm going to show you what else Oahspe talks about. Now, I want you to clearly read this. This right here exists, okay, in parts of Africa. And if you go to some parts in America, this actually existed, but I'm going to read this for example. So there's another way of you open your third eye. Though some people have been trying a lot of methods, but I want you to, I want to show you to prove to you that you actually can open your third eye by other means. The book of Divinity, chapter 11, verse 22. verse 22. So Aurora chemistry inspired thousands of experiments. You see that? Even in our world today, we perform experiment just to open this third eye. This right here, we want to open this up. We perform different experiment. We perform different experiment. So we want to open this third eye. We always focus on trying to open these things. Saying what's going on here. Thousands of experiments by which a prophet or seer could be made among mongrels. Mongrels is another race of humans that was created. And Jehovah allowed them to discover that by pressing down on the front brain of the infants, they could be made capable of suis. Suis means the ability to see angels or spirits and hear them too, should be able to, And infants were strapped on boards and another board strapped on the forehead to press the head flat. Now, this is amazing. It says they press the head flat by pressing the head flat. You see that? And every day the headboard was restrapped tighter than that day before onto the forehead. You see? The forehead, which holds the corporal judgment, was pressed flat, and the judgment. Oh, this is amazing. And the judgment of the brain driven up into the light perceiving region at the top of the head. This is amazing. This is beautiful. You see? So we humans can also perform experiment. A lot of people do it now. They use, I don't want to mention it, but you guys know what I'm talking about, right? So to discover a different way of opening the third eye so that they could hear spirits or, going to a different frequency so that they could hear the other dimension. So to say the third eye doesn't exist, that's just ridiculous. I see a lot of Christians say this is demonic, and I see Hebrew Israelites. So that's another funny thing. If it's not written in their so-called Bible, Christian Bible or Torah or Tanakh, they don't believe it. But when you read the OahspeCollegeUniversity tells you this thing don't exist. But the thing is, does it not exist in the Christian Bible? It does. They're just not reading it properly. Anyway, to go to the next book, because this year shows now you got the first book of God, chapter 14, verse 14, where Brahma said, "Do all men have stars? Behold, since my childhood," this is interesting, "I have had a star above my forehead." Now, this is amazing because I'm going to show some pictures of prophets, and you can clearly see they got star, in which I'm going to make some illustration. But I just want to drive that point that, OahspeCollegeUniversity does clear these things up, that, this thing exists. Some people don't believe in it, but I'm going to show right now over here. This is a nice picture of some prophets that OahspeCollegeUniversity renders up. Now, I want you to look at this carefully. Look at this. You see this? That's what Brahma was talking about. Okay, and you see, those are spirits right there. Those are the angel. This is human. This here is human. Okay, these are spirits. So let's use the S there. That's a spirit. That's a spirit. And this here is a human. Okay, you see, and you see this right here. That right there. That's your third eye. Okay, this is your third eye. Now, this is another example right there. Right there. That's your third eye. Okay, this is a spirit right there. And when you go back to OahspeCollegeUniversity for a minute, let me go back to OahspeCollegeUniversity for a minute and drive some point for a minute, right? When you go back to OahspeCollegeUniversity for a minute, OahspeCollegeUniversity, Brahma is asking the question right there. He's asking the question. Brahma is asking, "Oh man," he said, "Behold, since my childhood, I have had a star above my forehead," right there. And the picture clearly shows it right there. No sugarcoating. Now, here's Abraham, and you can clearly see Abraham too had a third eye, and these are the angels behind that talks to Abraham. These are the angels that talk to Abraham. They got a third eye right there. Right there you go. Those are third eye. One more. This topic was just to prove that the third eye does exist and humans have it. And I don't know why a lot of people don't believe in it. Um, especially the Christians. It amazes me how most of them think nowadays. We're in the Cosman era and they still acting like they don't know what's going on. They unfortunately, it should take another 50 years just for them to understand a lot of stuff. But hopefully our young ones growing up will be able to tell their grandpa, the kid, the father and their mother the truth. Because the Cosman era right now, the light is coming up. We have a goddess in charge. So, the energy is flowing. Um, and yeah, you go, you see again this so let me clear this up. Okay, there you go. This is the third eye again. Forehead, forehead, forehead. Just right there, right there. Light and peace, brothers and sisters. Bye bye now.